Good day everyone and welcome to today's discussion on biodiversity and health society.
Objectives: explore the complex of relationship between biodiversity and human health. Atong i-explore kung unsay connection sa mga living organism about sa tuang human health. The various ways in which biodiversity loss impact of human health, focusing on infectious disease, food security, and access to medicinal resources. Kani siya, atong tanawon kung unsay may tabo sa tuang human health if kini mga living organisms is mga wala sa tuang palibot nya tanawon na to unsay infectious disease nga atong makuha nya dapat pod atong siguraduhon atong food atong pagkaon nya dapat access ta sa mga medicinal resources para sa atuang human health. Discuss the role of ecosystem service in maintaining the human health. Ya dapat ato ning maistoryahan unsay matabang unsay rule o matabang sa ecosystem services para ma-maintain ang atuang human health. Ya analyze the economic and social impacts of biodiversity loss on human health. Ya dapat atong panid-an ang impacts sa tuang kalawasan if kini nga mga living organism mga wala. Tapos identify strategies and policies for conserving biodiversity and promoting the human health. Nya pangitaan ato siya pamaagi kani siya explain kay pangitaan ato siya pamaagi magbuhat og mga policy nga dapat atong protektahan ang mga kaningang mga living organism nga dapat i-promote ato atong mga human health. Propose recommendation for strengthening the link between biodiversity conservation and the public health initiative. Dapat ato ganing pangusgan nga mapasakan ni siya para kini nga strength nga connection between sa mga living organism nga atong i-conserve na dako kay tabang about sa tuang public health.
What is biodiversity and health society? Biodiversity encompasses a variety of life on Earth including genes, species, and ecosystem. It's crucial for healthy ecosystem providing essential services like clean air and water, pollinations, and climate regulations. Loss of biodiversity weakens this system, impacting human health and well-being. And a healthy society depends on a healthy environment. Biodiversity supports food security, medicines, and ecosystem opportunity. Protecting biodiversity is therefore essential for human health and societal prosperity. Traits like habitat loss and climate change endangered both biodiversity and human society. Introduction. The Rockefeller Foundation Lancet Commission report on planetary health 2015 shows how improving human health has been primarily done to the detriment of environment. So, the report highlights that global environmental change, including climate change, deforestation, land use change, and loss of biodiversity, is a serious threat of human health. It proposes adopting the concept of planetary health, which is based on recognizing the human health depends on natural system functioning properly. However, upon first inspection, the definitions of health and biodiversity do not show clear link between the two. And the preamble to its 1946 constitution, the World Health Organization or WHO defines health as follows. Health is the state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely absence of the diseases of infirmity. For the World Health Organization or the WHO, health is not only about diseases. It is also above all state of well-being both at individual and collective levels. Earlier in its history, The World Health Organization embraced the importance of environment and its quality and contributor to human health and well-being. The Convention of Biological Diversity or CBD in 1992 defines biodiversity as biological diversity means the variability among living organisms from all sources including inter-allied, terrestrial, marine and other aquatic ecosystems and the ecological complexes of which they are part. These include diversity within species, between species, and of ecosystem. The link between environment and diversity and health were approached from different angles at the UNESCO Biosphere Conference in 1968, which studied the scientific basic and rational use and conservation of biosphere resources. The loss of diversity had already been associated with the deteriorations of physical and mental health, and proceeding of the conference stated. Other challenges came from physical and social forces. The diversity and environment is very important to the evolution in his society because ultimate result of a stereotype and equalized environment can be often encouragement of life. A progressive loss of qualities that we identify the humanist and document of physical and mental health. Our policy should be to preserve or to create as many diversified environment as possible. Importance. Biodiversity loss can disrupt ecological balance, increasing the risk of zoonotic diseases transmitted from animals to humans. Reduced biodiversity can lead to increased contact between human and diseases vectors like mosquito and rodents. Biodiversity underpins food security. A diverse range of crops, livestock, and plants is essential for the resilience of species, diseases, and climate change. Loss of biodiversity can lead to food shortage and malnutrition. Many medicines are derived from natural resources including plants, animals, and microorganisms. Biodiversity loss threatens the availability of these resources. Access the nature of green species has been shown to improve mental and physical health. Biodiversity loss diminishes these opportunities, negatively impact well-being. The impact of ecosystem consequences of biodiversity loss are substantial, affecting agriculture, tourism, and other sectors. This in turn impact of health and
Biodiversity, environment, and health are inextricably linked in a complex web of interdependence. A healthy environment rich in biodiversity provides numerous ecosystem services is very important for human health. These services include clean air and water, pollination of crops, regulation of climate, and provision of medicines and other resources. The loss of biodiversity weakens these ecosystem services, increasing the vulnerability of human population to various health risks. For example, deforestation can lead to increased exposure to infectious disease, while the degradation of soil can result in malnutrition. Climate change, driven by human activities and exacerbated by the biodiversity loss, further intensifies this risk. Conversely, human activities impacting the environment directly after biodiversity and consequently human health, pollution, habitat destruction, and overexploitation of natural resources all contribute to biodiversity loss and increase the risk of various health problems. Biodiversity refers to the variety of life on Earth, including species diversity, or different plants, animals, fungi, and microorganisms. Genetic diversity is a variability within species, and ecosystem diversity, different habitats and ecological processes. Convention on Biological Diversity of CBD 2020. It plays a crucial role in maintaining ecosystem services such as air purification, climate regulation, and food security. Biodiversity loss and human health. We have disease emergence and spread. Biodiversity loss can increase the risk of infectious disease. This happens through several mechanisms. Paraning magsigitag pamutulog mga kahoy, magsigitag labay basura sa itong mga palibot. Grabe ka na siya sa tuang disease nga mahatag sa tuwa. Reduced natural defense. Loss of biodiversity weakens ecosystem resilience, making them more susceptible to disturbance that can favor disease outbreaks. Kung mawala niya itong mga natural defense, loss of mga wala niya itong mga living organism, muhina at niya itong mga ecosystem niya, grabe na kayong mga disease nga manggawas. Host switching, species population decline, pathogens may jump to new hosts, including humans, leading to zoonotic disease. Kining kuan, if para ito mapabayaan na itong kuan niya, wina itong natural defense, grabe yung kanang bakterya, mangambak sa basigasa para sa mga atong mga animals, sa itong mga food, o sa itong kalawasan. Magkagos ni siya zoonotic disease. Abundance, change in biodiversity can impact the population of disease vectors. Mga siya mga example, mosquitoes, ticks. Reduced biodiversity often favors the dominance of certain vectors, increasing disease transmission. Kung ato pa ni siyang pabayaan, like kung gingon ako sa inyo, magpatakay, maglabay basura, magpundog ka ng mga tubig sa basigasa, mapuyan na siya mga itlog sa mga lamok, maon na siya magkakoso ka ng mga dinggi o kaya mga laing sakit, bitbito nila para i-deliver sa human health.
Mental and physical well-being. Studies increasingly demonstrate a strong link between spending time in nature and improved mental and physical well-being. Exposure to natural environments reduces stress, lowers blood pressure, and boosts mood. Physical activity in nature offers additional cardiovascular benefits and enhances overall fitness. The restorative effects of nature contribute significantly to both mental and physical health. There are three types of mental and physical well-being. First is the stress reduction. Stress reduction is spending time in nature is linked to reduces stress, anxiety, and depression. Second is the physical activity. The natural spaces encourage physical activity, contributing to better cardiovascular health and overall fitness. And the third one is improved immune function. Some studies suggest that exposure to nature can boost the immune system. Biodiversity refers to the variety of life on Earth at all its levels, from genes to ecosystems. A healthy biodiversity is crucial for ecosystem services, which are the many and varied benefits that humans freely gain from the natural environment and properly functioning ecosystems. These services include things like clean air and water, pollination of crops, climate regulation, and resources like timber and food. Loss of biodiversity directly threatens the provision of these essential services, impacting human well-being. What are the four importance of biodiversity? First is a clean water and air. Clean water and air is a healthy ecosystems filter pollutants, provide clean water of drinking and irrigation, and regulate air quality. Second is the food security. Biodiversity is vital for food production. Diverse agricultural systems are more resistant to pests and diseases and can better adapt to climate change. The third one is the pollination. Pollination by insects and other animals is essential for food production, and biodiversity loss threatens these services. The last one is the climate regulation. Forests and other ecosystems play a crucial role in absorbing carbon dioxide, mitigating climate change, and regulating local weather patterns. Characteristics of biodiversity in society. There are four characteristics of biodiversity in society. First is the ecosystem services. Biodiversity underpins essential ecosystem functions. Pollination by insects ensure crop production. Diverse plant communities filter water, improving its quality, and varied soil organisms maintain fertility, supporting agriculture. Loss of biodiversity weakens these services. Second is the cultural and economic value. Biodiversity is integral to human cultures, often featuring in traditions, beliefs, and art. Economically, it supports agriculture or crop diversity and livestock. Tourism, wildlife viewing, and ecotourism, and the use of natural products or medicines, building materials. Resilience to environmental changes. Diverse ecosystems are more resistant and adaptable to disturbances. High biodiversity buffers against climate change impacts. For example, extreme weather or disease outbreaks. Example, diverse plant communities are less susceptible to widespread diseases, and natural disaster or diverse forests and more stable. This one is a health in society. Society's health encompasses physical, mental, and social well-being. It's shaped by environment factors or air and water quality, access to green spaces, economic stability, access to healthcare, food security, social support networks, and political systems that influence access to resources and healthcare. Biodiversity loss negatively affects many of these factors. Characteristics of health in society. There are three characteristics of health in society. First is the environmental health. Environmental health focuses on the impact of the environmental human health. Clean air and water are fundamental to human health, preventing respiratory and waterborne diseases. Sustainable ecosystems provide resources and regulate climate, further contributing to well-being. Degradation of these systems negatively impacts public health. Next is the social determinants of health. These are non-medical factors influencing health outcomes. Income levels determine access to nutritious food and healthcare. Education influences health, health literacy and decision making, and access to healthcare directly. Impacts treatment and prevention. Addressing these social factors is crucial for improving overall health equity. Last one is One Health approach. This holistic approach recognizes the interconnectedness of human, animal, and environmental health. It emphasizes collaborative efforts to address health threats across the sectors. For example, understanding zoonotic disease, transmission, or diseases jumping from animals to humans. Requires collaboration between veterinarians, medical doctors, and environmental scientists.
So, biodiversity has social, cultural, and spiritual importance within communities. Ecosystem change can result in disconnection of population from open spaces or the wider countryside with negative implication for physical and mental well-being and loss of sense of place. This has been linked to an increased privilege and diseases of influence, diabetes, obesity, cardiopulmonary illness, and psychological disorder in many countries. Conversely, access to green space, natural and artificial, are associated with better health outcomes, shorter hospital visits, and reduced convalescence time for patients than purely urban environments. An awareness of environmental value and respect for other spaces has been associated with this propensity toward antisocial behavior in children and young adults. The conclusion: biodiversity and health are closely interconnected in society. The loss of biodiversity can lead to health risks such as increasing zoonotic disease, food insecurity, and climate-related health issues. Sustainable conservation and integrated health policy are essential for a thriving society. Protecting biodiversity is very important for ensuring a healthy planet and a healthy future for all. This required collective action, including individual choices, community effort, and supportive government policy. That's all. Thank you.